Hello and welcome to India Today SoSouth. I'm Gautam Shankar. Now, the Kerala story is back in the news yet again. The decision by Doordarshan to telecast the Kerala story in the state of Kerala has invited criticism from the ruling party and the left outfits. Kerala Chief Minister CM Pinarayi Vijayan has condemned and demanded the public broadcaster to withdraw the film screening. He has said that Doordarshan should not be allowed to become a propaganda machine, is what is saying of the BJP and the RSS. Now, the leader of opposition and Congress leader VD Satheesan has also written to the Election Commission and has said that Doordarshan should withdraw its decision to screen the Kerala story. Now, remember, the Kerala story is going to be aired on Doordarshan this evening at 8 p.m. Now, this is the latest controversy. Remember, last year as well, during the release of the Kerala story in theaters, there was strong protest by CPM and also the Congress against the film when it was released. Now, to discuss more on this, I'm joined in by K. Shaji, renowned political analyst, and also Rahul Ishwar, a social activist from Kerala. Thank you for joining us on this discussion, gentlemen. Right. So, first off, let me come to K. Shaji. Now, the Kerala story comes running on a raging controversy. While on one side, we see that the argument is that the story is based on facts and evidence and that it remains true to reality, and another side saying that it is nothing but a clutch of blatant lies and has likened it to hate speech. What do you make of the latest controversy where the CM and also the Congress is saying that this movie should not be released on Doordarshan given that its reach and at the time of election as well?
And that time there was a huge kind of protest in Kerala against the film, but it failed to create any kind of impact as desired by the makers of the film. But this time, what is making the situation very serious is the governmental agency, the public broadcasting system of this country is screening such a propaganda film. And that too when the country is on the run up to the elections. So, as a Keralite, I strongly believe it is a propaganda film. It is aimed at dividing the community, the society on communal lines. And it is totally unnecessary, and there must be some Western agenda behind this scheduling of the film for screening in the national broadcasting system through the Doordarshan now. So the timing is one issue. And also the misuse and the blatant misuse of the national broadcasting media is another issue. And it is also the clear violation of the existing model code of conduct as it is a run up to the election. And nothing can be done to damage the social relationship in a state or in the entire country. So, as a democracy, as a functional democracy, we believe in coexistence. We believe in harmonious relationship between different communities. And it is one of the basic duties of the state to safeguard the existing unity among the people. And here, there is a willful attempt on the part of the BJP, which is in power, and which has been accused of using its official media, the governmental official media, for the political gains. And so it is entering into a dirty kind of intervention, and that too just ahead of the election. And the timing is wrong, the intention is wrong, and it is also an insult to a
Okay.
state like Kerala.
Okay. So, Rahul Ishwadhar, would you like to respond that K. Shaji basically branding this propaganda film being released at the time of elections, which is wrong, and Doordarshan being used as a tool as well? What is your response to the charges made?
Two or three submissions with great respect to Shaji sir. One, Kerala has many stories. One of the greatest Kerala story is the unity of Ayyappan, Vavar, and Vilata, which is basically of pluralism, harmony. We have a great story of Jewish community coming back to Kerala. Coming to Kerala nearly 2,500 years back. We have the first organized church in the world, and we have the third oldest mosque in the world. That's also a Kerala story. But having said that, what Kerala story depicts is a real life incident of three people. One, it was a person called Nimisha Fatima right now who is in jail in either Afghanistan or any other nation. Her mother was running from pillar to post to get her daughter back. Her brother is a major in Indian Army. Please remember, her brother is a major in Indian Army, and she is being missing for many years right now under the extremist or the terrorist spaces. So let us not forget about it. So Kerala story may have claimed 32,000, which is a very hugely decorated or exaggerated way we can say. But what it is depicting is the real life story of three people, which is documented, which is in court, which the police have investigated, and our CM, Comrade Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, who I greatly respect but differ on many points, has rightly pointed out that nearly 100 plus people from Kerala has went and joined ISIS. So these are documented facts that we shouldn't shut our eyes to. Like every movie, they may have exaggerated, they may have glorified, they may have decorated, but the core facts remain the same. Shaji Sar can definitely argue that it is not 32,000 but 3. But 3 is a real story that we cannot forget. Even if one person goes from our fold to see Kerala is a very beautiful space, one of the greatest scenic spaces in the world itself. So going from Kerala to Syria, going from Kerala to Afghanistan is going from heaven to hell. So if some people have taken that journey, they are under the influence of a radical ideology. We should definitely debate, we should definitely counter, and this should be an occasion where we can debate that. That space shouldn't be discouraged. And if it comes, let them attack. Let our left liberal friends, let our Congress people attack this movie, point out, but nobody can discount the real pain of Nimisha Fatima, of Sonia Sebastian, of people who have been unduly influenced, pressurized, and who went from here. So how can we close our eyes towards the real story of these three people?
All right. So Rahul is there with his take. So also joining us on the discussion is Nabila Jamal from India Today. Thank you for joining us, Nabila. So the argument being put forward there is that K. Shaji is saying that this is a propaganda film, but Rahul Ishwar saying that it is based on a set of facts that this kind of entrapment did happen of the women, and this may have been exaggerated to some extent, but the kind of protest that we are seeing, the kind of criticism is undue. So your take on it, let's take it away, Nabila.
Hi Rahul and hi sir. Thanks for speaking on SoSouth. My only grouse with the fact that the Kerala story is being played on Doordarshan is it's happening right ahead of the elections. So there is it seemingly there is an intention to, in a sense, influence the vote base because, like you rightly said, and like Ishwar said, films are often accused of exaggerating, and Kerala story is no different. But the problem here is that the government largely has endorsed this film as a factual one. So to say that this is what is happening in Kerala, 32,000, sweeping statements like 32,000 women have been converted. I'm not denying the fact that there have been elements of, people from Kerala, being radicalized, moving to Syria. That's happened. It's been pulled up. It's a fact of the matter, like Rahul also elaborated on that. So nobody is disputing that. But to make sweeping statements that 32,000 women have been converted, that almost creates a sense of fear and panic and communal hatred. To such an extent, when a film is played on television, generally people are glued to it, especially movies on these lines often have an impact on vulnerable minds. And to have it aired on Doordarshan, which is a national broadcaster run by the government, almost looks like this is a government showcasing a film, calling it entirely factual, backing it right ahead of Lok Sabha polls. That's the problem. I'm not opposed to the idea of the movie being played because every movie should be aired, but the fact that it's happening right before Lok Sabha is where I feel the problem lies.
That's where the problem lies. Rahul Ishwar,
Yeah,
you
just
had a
one
point to make
submission.
there.
I am a strong Gandhi follower. I am a Gandhian. But please remember, even Mahatma Gandhi's son was forcefully converted. Harilal had subjected to forced conversion. Later, he came back. So even Mahatma Gandhi's son was not spared. And Mahatma Gandhi wrote about this in a letter that was published. So there is an issue. Let us not offend anyone. Let us
Absolutely.
have
And I
fairness.
actually want to add to that. I want to add to Rahul Ishwar that I totally agree that there is an issue when it comes to post conversion. And this has been happening rampantly, not just in India, across the globe. Something that
That's great.
that people in Islam really need to look inward and see in what way we can deal with it, right? But at the same time,
Just to add just
Muslims
one more.
who aren't indulging in forced conversion, aren't indulging in terror activities, aren't radicalizing people, are the ones bearing the brunt of it, are the ones pushed to the margins, are the ones really targeted. Really, they're the ones who are facing the brunt of something that is
Just
much
one second.
larger, that's much above their control.
See, we take pride in saying that we first go to a mosque before going to Shabarimala. That's the greatness of India. But having said that, there are some aspects which we should not shy away. We should not brush under the carpet. And that's a fact of
But
it.
you
And which
have
was
no right
Mahatma.
to But you have no right to put
Yeah.
one particular community under the cast of extreme doubt. The
Absolutely.
thing is that
I don't think
I don't.
anybody will deny that.
First of all, I appreciate Rahul for acknowledging some of the basic ethos of Kerala society, the plurality of the Kerala society. So I am very much happy about that. But the another thing is the radicalization and conversion. These are not the sole activity of a particular religion. Different religions are converting people. Even the Hindu upper caste community is converting people. Even if in my home district of Wayanad
Right,
in
but Mr.
Kerala,
Taji, if I can butt in on that, converting in other religion, the conversion itself isn't really an aspect of the religion itself. But for unfortunately in Islam, it says the more you convert, the more blessed you are. So, and it has
Just one
turned
nuance.
it
Just just
turned
yes,
it's turned the
just one
religion
nuance.
itself right now. One
Just one.
second, Rahul. Now, my limited point to Mr. Shaji is that
yeah.
if you're looking at other religions compared to Islam, I don't think that there's that kind of forced conversion that happens in any other religion except for Islam. So we really need to admit and accept the fact that there is a
Just one
problem we
second.
need to
Yes,
deal with.
we
Yeah.
are accepting the fact. We are
And
totally against.
most importantly, community people should speak up. Once community
Yeah,
people speak up, we can
exactly,
deal with the
exactly.
problem. If they
Just
are going to
one
be
All
in
one
right,
more
Rahul.
denial,
line.
then
Rahul
they're
was
not going to
interrupted.
be safe.
Again. Yeah.
Just
All
one
right,
more
Rahul,
line.
your counter. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just like our CM comrade Sri Pinarayi Vijayan said, it was a Asimullah Khan who inspired us to chant Bharat Mata Ki Jai. It was a no Abid Hassan Safrani who taught us to say Jai Hind. Absolutely yes. But having said that, Mahatma Gandhi nearly 80 years back called for an anti-forced conversion law. There is a difference between conversion, which is freedom, which is guaranteed by constitution, and forced conversion. So forced conversion is a matter of reality. We should be willing to come together. And even in Holy Islam, they categorically differentiate between forced conversion and genuinely inspired conversion. So we should address that issue. That issue should not be clouded by any other things, and we should be taking
Correct.
on head on addressing that. This is the only limited point. And personally
Correct.
speaking, I was invited to Kerala Story screening. I went there. I openly criticized that 32,000 number, which everyone knows is astronomical exaggeration. I mean, that's a truth that everyone admits and knows. But at
But
the same point of
Rahul,
time, reality is there.
to dismiss it, saying that all movies are exaggerated. The only problem is that there's already a sense of fear and panic among the Muslim community right now. There's a lack of trust in the government from the Muslim community. It's the fact of the matter. So at a time like this, a movie like this is really going to create ripples. So we must also admit that at the same time that this is right ahead of Lok Sabha. What's the political messaging going out? Is it deliberately being done by the government, telecasted in
Yeah.
the government, broadcaster, like a DD, which is aired in every local village and nook and corner. So you're
Yeah.
in a sense, I feel that the fact that Kerala story talks about 32,000 mass conversion, which isn't accurate. It's false information. But you mentioned a few cases have happened, but to say that 32,000 women were converted is really a sweeping statement to make and will have an impression on vulnerable minds. In fact, I'm surprised the election commission hasn't come in on this.
It may be
Right.
tough as censor board has cleared it.
Chief
It may
Minister
be tough
Pinarayi
for
Vijayan has
Yeah. Nabila,
the
one
election.
second, one second. Rahul
No,
Ishwar is
just one submission. I
speaking.
agree with the larger point. I have been an active champion of Hindu-Muslim unity. I am a regular to all the iftar gatherings. I work for community relation. But at the same point of time, I think the election commission may have limitation because once the censor board clears it, it may be legally tough for them to step in. But people like Shaji sir can rightly point out there is a nuance. 32,000 is not there, but 3 is there. We can debate on that. And this has been positively, I think, we can positively criticize the movie. But it would be tough for even election commission to stop because there are technical difficulties once the thing is clarified. How do you classify something as propaganda movie?
And basically, I will tell you, in Kerala, nobody watches Doordarshan, and it is not going to create any kind of
Then why are
impact in
you worried,
Kerala.
Mr. Shaji? If nobody watches Doordarshan, why are you
Yes,
worried?
it is a fact. Maybe for the first time today, a large number of people are going to watch the film in Doordarshan. Doordarshan may getting a new set of viewers today. And another thing is that I will tell you,
Oh, so
I am
you're saying that this around the movies so much that people will go back to watch Doordarshan.
maybe because of this, all the controversy created and also the election time, the BJP people may be forced to watch and they may be think it is a duty for them. It is part of their election
But
duty to
but
sit
Mr.
some
Shaji,
time
can
before the
I ask
TV.
you? But can I ask you one thing? BJP hardly has any presence in Kerala. They have not opened a seat in Kerala. So
Okay,
without
but
any clout in Kerala, do you think that this will have such a big impact as you're raising alarms, as the Chief Minister
I
Pinarayi Vijayan is raising
I
alarms like that?
I told you from the beginning itself, when the film was actually released 1 year ago, there was not much impact in Kerala.
Okay.
Even this time, there would not be any much big impact. But it is an issue, something we have to ponder about, something we have to raise our concerns about.
Yeah,
And
sure.
another
I
level,
mean, it is
I
the
will
intention
also
that's in question. Yes.
And as
yeah,
an
and also
as an
one thing I wish to tell Rahul, the thing is that I am totally against the use of any kind of force. Forcing in the case of religion, forcing in the case of conversion, or forcing people to change their food habit or dressing habit. Everything must be condemned. The thing is that the individual right, and I never ever said anything supporting the indoctrinating ideologies because it is part of different ideologies, different religions, and different religions are supporting or they are giving birth to such people, some poisonous people who are troubling the harmony of the people. So, and in the case of this conversion, forcibly or otherwise, I think conversion is not a better idea. But that
I
is
mean,
not the issue. It
that
is
was a
the
Gandhian
basic
position
issue.
long ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
The
was a
biggest
Gandhian
issue is
position long ago. Yeah,
yeah, because basic issue is the branding of a particular sizable community of Kerala. That is against the true spirit of democracy. And
You
just
know,
ahead of the election, yeah,
Mr. Shaji and Rahul, I'm sure you'd agree. This kind of branding against Muslim, I'm sorry, is not limited to India, and it's unfortunate that the Muslim community itself hasn't really raised a visceral voice against terrorism, against this kind of forced conversion, which is why
yeah.
we are bearing the brunt of it. Because had the community stood up against this in a much louder voice, in a more empathic way, we would have probably saved ourselves from this kind of branding. But
And
it's unfortunate it's already happened now. I think we've woken up a
just to add
little
one
too
word
late.
to it. Just to add one word to it, there was a
Yeah.
much famous case called Akhila Hadia's case in Supreme Court. I actively intervened in that case, and I'm proud to say that many of our Muslim community brothers stood up for Akhila Hadia's father and mother, saying that no need for conversion. People like KT Jalil wrote, even many Muslim leaders wrote, there is no need for conversion. They were of that voice, but as a Hindu activist, I was of the voice that let her freedom be heard. We cannot challenge them beyond a point. So we need moderate voices from both the communities to be empowered and take the day, rather than the extremists, the fringe elements taking the day. So yes, there is an issue, but let us talk about it in a very moderate way, sensitive way, mutually respecting way. That's the reason why Gandhiji rightly said that anti-forced conversion law should be there. That premise and template should be the core of our debate. Is my submission.
Right. I also want to add a point here is that as much as we look at Islam in the larger sense globally, what's happening, especially in the Arab world, etc. I would like to insist, and I'm sure Shaji will agree with me, that Indian Muslims are very different. We are Indianized. Our culture is a largely Hindu culture. So
Yeah.
I would definitely and proudly say that we are not as extreme as people maybe in the Middle East. We're very different people, and our DNA is entirely Indian. Our DNA is Hindu. So to kind of brand the community constantly saying they're terror groups, they're a community that you need to be careful of, and I'm
Just
sure
one
you'd agree,
submission to
Rahul.
you, ma'am.
I'm sure
No,
you'd
no,
also
just one.
agree. One
Yeah.
second. You'd also agree that after the Kerala story movie released, there were a bunch of girls who came out, the ones who were wearing hijabs, who came out and said that they, in reality, in their colleges and places of work, they were being targeted. That they felt that they were looked at with a negative eye. So this is violation of human rights. It's
Just one
basically,
submission as a Keralite and just one submission as a Keralite
yeah.
and an Indian. You may be knowing the third oldest mosque we believe after Holy Mecca and Medina belongs to Kerala. We take pride in
Kodungalur.
the fact that there was a chairman Kodungalur mosque, and our king, the Chera king, went to Wasallam and he had a great meeting with Prophet, and that's how he came back. So we take pride in that legacy in a bigger way. Unlike some spaces of North India where invasions or battles may have happened, Kerala was very harmonious. Samutiri's great captains were Muslim community members called Marakkars, and Indian Navy was officially honoring them for for their centuries of service. See, these are the great things, that synergy is there. That's the reason why people should talk about this in a sensitive way, not with
Yeah.
exaggeration, not underplaying. That optimum level is where our debate should lead us. We cannot hide it in the name of secularism. At the same point of time, we need not overplay it in the name of nationalism. We have to find
Yeah.
a pluralistic and patriotic middle ground where we talk about this issue but not use it to stereotype anyone. That's a tough balance. I think our debate should lead us to that space where we can find that sensitive middle ground where we can talk
Yeah.
about it, at the same time don't go overboard with it.
I would really like to bring in what Sudhindran had said, the Kerala BJP chief. He basically, while speaking about the Kerala story itself, Surendran, beg your pardon, he says, why is Pinarayi Vijayan opposing the film Kerala story from being relayed? Because when Misha, a novel which was portrayed against Hindus, came, the Congress and the left fully backed it. So it's not as if the Congress wasn't guilty of something like this. During their tenure, there have been books, there have been movies that have all played, a lot of them. And I think the anger has also erupted from there, right? The resistance, the anger, the backlash is all coming from pent up energy and anger for years when the UPA was in power, which did similarly brought out films that were showing the Hindu culture in negative light or largely mocking the Hindu culture. So, really, none of them can
There is
absolve
again a slight
themselves of this
nuance.
guilt.
There is again a slight nuance. See, there was a very bad movie called Innocence of Muslims, which D means prophet. We were the first group to give complaint against that. No, I genuinely acknowledge the great painter Sri M. F. Hussain. He's probably the Picasso of India, but there were some paintings which are controversial, like Sita
Yes,
and Hanuman in a
of course.
particular pose.
Absolutely.
We personally have given case against it. When Comrade M.A. Baby was the cultural minister, he decided to give an award in 2007 to Sri M. F. Hussain. So we said we respect the
And look
painter.
at the beauty
We
of
will, we will
India. Look at Rahul, look at the beauty of India. M.F. Hussain still gets to display his paintings in India even till today.
Absolutely, yes.
Even in fact, very
We
recently
category
at the Delhi Art Fair, his paintings were displayed. His paintings were
and,
displayed in Delhi just few months ago with full
we went to
security
court.
outside. Full
And,
security.
and we went to court against it, but with only one submission. We respect the painter, but some paintings we disagree. That's the reason why we disagreed for the Raja Ravivarma Puraskar to M. F. Hussain. And many people were blaming us from the ultra right that don't respect M. F. Hussain. We said, no, we respect the person as a painter, but some paintings we have a point of difference. We won the case in we won the case in the Kerala High Court too. In effect, Kerala High Court, because of many reasons, struck down the Raja Ravivarma Puraskar there. That's the reason why center right and center left should debate it, not the ultra right and ultra left. If the debate is between ultra right and ultra right and ultra left, the far fringes, it will only create more commotion, only create more communalism or anger in the society. But when this debate can be with a soft, moderate voices from both the spectrums, it will only enlarge the public consciousness. So I believe that's the right way to go ahead. And Kerala model of harmony should be a role model for India and the world, where we take pride in celebrating
See,
Iftar, we take pride in Onam.
speaking of the Kerala model of harmony. You're
Yeah.
speaking of the Kerala model of harmony, and I totally agree with that because I have some family in Kerala as well. And a large chunk
I
of our
can.
family, friends, and the people that we've grown up. Not me. I've grown up in Bangalore, but my family members, my extended family, they're so tight. Hindus and Muslims are so tight. I mean, they're all so respectful with one another, and it's so beautiful.
Uh,
This is my India.
Absolutely.
And I feel very
and
sorry and sad when I see this kind of extremism playing out.
yeah,
And Shaji
I,
sir
I,
may recollect one incident where Sri Salim Kumar said, Salim Kumar was called by a Muslim community brother saying that, inviting Salim Kumar, who is a Hindu, no, brother, come to our temple. We are having a festival. So Salim Kumar said, I was so positively influenced that a Muslim brother from the, community is calling him, why don't you come for my temple's festival as an invitation? So this is the model of harmony that we should definitely rise up beyond politics, beyond BJP. See, I'm a Modi fan.
yeah.
I'm an open Modi fan admirer. But at the same point of time, beyond BJP, Congress, left, we need to put forward the harmony that we find here in a bigger way, to the India and to the world. I think that's a submission everyone, whether you are a left or a right or a center, will agree to.
Even last week, one of the temple in Trivandrum. It was renovated, but that time they lacked a space to install its signboard. Then the local mosque, which was located very close to the temple, they agreed to give half of their entrance arch to show the name and details of the temple. So now this arch is now looking as a symbol of harmony in Kerala. Malayalam Manorama carried the picture on the front page, and the picture went viral in the social media. And that is the kind of message we want to circulate across the country. There is a space for everybody in Kerala, not just for religions, even for non-believers, even for it is a pluralistic kind of society.
And the
Yeah.
largest
And
atheist conference was done in Kerala. And their tagline was the largest atheist, one of the largest atheist conference was done in the God's own country. That adds, I was one of the guests for that as a believer. So this is the harmony where pluralism can exist. All the debates will be there, all the fightings will be there, but at the end, it will be a happy space where we respectfully agree to disagree. I think that's the model. So South, the model is
Yeah.
that South model is what we should inspire in India and the world.
I'm so proud to be South Indian because to be very honest, I am right now based in Delhi, and I realized the beauty of South India is that it's the least communal part of
Yeah.
the country. I mean, I think people get along so well of different religions.
Yes, yes, yes.
Unfortunately, there is a problem of extremism in some pockets, but that can't be the reason to kind of paint a color and a taint across, the entire
Sometimes
community
when I come
itself.
to Delhi and all,
But a quick word there, like,
sometimes when I come to Delhi, I'm a Hindu activist and an
sorry,
open Hindu activist. And I'm an open Hindu activist, but I was the secretary of Young Men Christian Association's youth wing. I was the secretary of YMCA's youth wing. So many people, when you see that in the profile, will ask, how can you be the secretary of youth wing of YMCA? So that's the goodness here. That's the goodness where people use share spaces. Our concepts are very, pluralistic, synergetic. You have that, and Kai, I don't know, many people in North may know Kayam Kulam Kuchumi, who's a very famous Muslim, positive, some kind of a Muslim Robin Hood. He even has a particular shrine, Hindu shrine installed in his name. So these are the things. He was a kind of a Robin Hood from Kerala. Kayankulam Kuchumi is a huge name in Kerala. He has that shrine. So these are the things that we should positively encourage. We should highlight. And there are negative voices. Naturally, every nation will have negative voices. We should be able to shun the extremes out and encourage the middle and the moderates.
All right. So we've almost completed our time. It was a very engaging discussion there. But the debate remains whether the movie, the Kerala story, can you really believe that by watching a movie, it will be enough to sway the voters in the Lok Sabha elections? Can you really have a movie take a new level of vitriol, and the Lok Sabha election campaign can be contested on communally divisive issues? That is the real issue here. But we will continue to have that debate. The movie airs at 8 p.m. Tonight. The people who are interested will watch. The people who may not, like K. Shaji said, maybe a few, the Doordarshan will also get a few viewers from Kerala
I hope
tonight.
Doordarshan will have good TRPs.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have time to reflect on all of that. But for now, it's a wrap on this discussion on India Today. Thank you for
Thank you
joining.
thank
so
you
much.
so much, Mr. Ishwar and
Thank you,
Shaji,
Shaji sir.
Gautam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.